Well, good morning, our beloveds. We are here to share a different aspect of what it is to be spirit, to be energy. You all seem to think that energy is constant in some way, meaning that we don't feel shifts in energy or expressions, and that's not quite true. So it is true that we cannot feel lower vibrations, and we definitely stay within a particular bandwidth of love vibration, the Om. But even within that, there is not a singular expression. So now proof of that would be for you to tune into any transitioned energy, and you will see a continued expression of who they were, their personality within a container. It is their projection that you continue to connect with. So even within that, energy differs. When you think of Jesus, you think of the afterlife and all of that, but there is no singular expression because it would kind of defy the point of expanding the universe and the Google database. We need many points of expression and exploration. But also when we come into your bodies, you seem to think that we don't feel what you feel. So while we cannot feel the sadness that you are expressing, we can feel the expression of sadness, which differs some, but matters none. We know when you are sad. We know when you are happy. We know when you've been bad, and we also know when you've been good. So it's much like Santa. But we hold no judgment. We hold the space for you, but we cannot join you in those lower vibrations because our energetic imprint simply doesn't go there. But it doesn't mean that we can't hear you and feel you. So pretend that the spirit world is the second half or the upper half of the piano, and that we cannot play the notes that are at the lower end of the piano. The sound has a vibration, a frequency that is too low for us. So we cannot play it because it doesn't exist on our scales. But it doesn't mean that we can't hear it and appreciate it and feel it and see it. We just cannot join you there because it is not within our reach. But recognizing that you as humans have the full range of that piano keyboard is what is so magical about being human. While we can't feel what you're feeling, we can hear or see vibrationally what you're hearing. But this does not mean that you should never allow yourselves to feel those notes of sadness and depression, and experiencing fully what this feels like. You have been sold a false prophecy of always being happy and always being up and never being sad and never being angry and being shamed and judged for feeling these expressions of emotions. Now, while we do agree that what you do with that emotion is important, don't pour it over on others. Don't magnify your grief by shitting on others if it's not needed. Hold it, share it, but don't condemn others with it, if that makes sense. Be you, fully you. Allow yourself the full range of emotions, and when it has passed, really do the deep inner dive and ask, what can I learn from what I just went through? And allow the loving voices to come through and to tell you and remind you that you are human. It is okay. Apologize, obviously, where you overstep the bounds, and acknowledge the wrong that you have done, and acknowledge that you will do your best to never do this again, because your pain needs not be pain for others. It is yours to carry. But when you can't apologize, recognize that these individuals may walk away. You have every right to express what you feel you need to in that moment in order to release, but others also get the right to walk away if they feel unsafe in your presence. And if everybody would just learn to do this dance more beautifully by sharing what you're feeling instead of hiding it or helping others at your own expense, if that makes sense. Find you in this journey, the real you, and develop that person. Help yourself to heal. Help your inner world to become safer, more static and steady, more reliable, more playful, more practical, more predictable, and more incentivized. When you heal the world around you because you treat others better, you treat others with more loving affect, and where there are those who harm you, you walk away. You simply walk away saying, I don't wish to play with you in the playground anymore. But if you can't really tap into and touch that broken part within you, how will you know how to fix you? If you have a car where the engine stops working, someone needs to look under the hood to figure out what's broken and how it needs to be repaired and why it needs to be repaired. What monthly or regular service do you need to implement to keep your motor in good running condition? Self-care for a $40,000 machine is not less important, nor is it more important than the self-care for the motor or the engine that you have under your own hood within your own physicality. Tend to your food needs, tend to your exercise needs, tend to your healthcare needs, tend to your meditation needs, tend to you. When you put yourself back into the center of this process and find no shame or guilt in tending to your broken parts while still meeting your responsibilities and obligations to those around you, specifically children. Self-care for children is very important because they are watching you tend to yourself in a particular manner. What are you teaching these young people? What does this self-care look like? Drinking excessively? Sleeping around? Taking drugs? Or meditating? Spending quality time with family and friends? Going for leisurely walks? Eating healthy foods? What you do as your self-preservation methodology is what you will oftentimes pass down to your children. Be mindful. Be mindful of the imprint that your energetic imprint leaves behind in the here and the now. Many of you will still not get this because your vibration has not reached that level where you're ready. And that is absolutely okay. The beauty is these words that we share today are out there in the ether and are waiting for you for when you are ready, whether you hear it through us or someone else. We are presenting it, we are producing it, we are preparing it, and we are proposing it so that when those seekers of the solutions call out to the universe, this type of information will show up on your doorstep as the solution for your problems when you are ready. It is now in the queue, and we simply need you to put the order in the vending machine requesting that bottle of pop or candy or energy drink or soda stuff, sweet stuff, whatever it is. When you are ready, the sweetness of the solution will present itself magically and miraculously on your doorstep in one fashion or another. And the more that you trust that we are real, that we are really here, and that we answer your queries, the more you will ask, because it is the chicken and the egg. You can't believe until it's been manifested, but it cannot manifest until you ask. So just begin to play a little bit with energy and realize that it too is constantly in flux, because we are affected somewhat by the ups and the downs in humanity's expression. We just can't go below a certain threshold where it is unviable for energetic imprint to present itself. It's not that we don't love you. It's not that we don't care. It's just the laws of the universe. But we are here to inspire you to raise your vibration so that you can finally meet us where we have been at for millennia. Finding yourself in this crazy world called hypocrisy is really quite a challenge, but many of you are doing it, and we are everlastingly proud of your journey back to center, back to health, back to growth, and back to reality as it really is, and not as you have been taught by the elders around you these days, if you know what we mean. The true wisdom of the elders has been hidden from many of you because it didn't serve the needs, the goals, and the objectives of the patriarchy, which was to embattle the world and to enslave you into a different system that no longer serves you. You will see with time how really truthful these words are. And so it is. Namaste.